Hello, everybody. The journey of pregnancy from early to second trimester, and now we are coming to the third trimester of pregnancy. That is, after 28 weeks of completion of pregnancy till 40th week, till you deliver, it is called the third trimester. In this third trimester, you can divide it again into two sets, that is, complications and problems which can occur before 34 weeks and thereafter. These days, with development of neonatology units, we get viable babies due to better neonatal care, even if complications occur in 30 or 32 weeks of pregnancy, because we have drugs for lung maturity. The NIC units are well equipped, and should termination of pregnancy occur either due to maternal or fetal complications, still these days we can get viable babies. We can grow them in the incubator like a mother bearing the baby. So the fetal survival rate has improved. What can mothers do then? Not to be careless, but should be careful. From 28th week onwards, the mother knows to see the movements of the child. She can feel the movements of the child. Initially, she may not be able to perceive, but later the movements increase and she will be able to enjoy it. When she goes to the obstetrician, she takes care of her weight gain, her vital signs, and fetal growth. In 80 to 85%, all is going well. But in 10 to 15% of the mothers, the obstetrician can identify many problems. One is, it can be problems associated with the fetus, or the mother herself can have some maternal complications, mainly diabetes, PIH, pregnancy-induced hypertension, anemia, or any other heart disease complicating pregnancy. Here the medical team helps the obstetrician to see that mother and baby are both safe. But for the baby, there are some identification, that is, weight gain is not there for the mother. The uterus height is not very satisfactory, the fundal height. Then we order for the ultrasound. In the ultrasound, we can get very useful information regarding the fetal well-being and also the quantity of liquor. We know the weight of the baby, the movements of the baby, we rule out congenital anomalies, and also we see the liquor content. So this ultrasound and obstetrician guidance, the visits by the mother who has got complications can increase. As I told you, in the third trimester, the visits advised by the obstetrician will be individualized. Next, there may be some people who get into contractions frequently, abdominal contractions. This is called preterm labor. She is not due, but she is suffering from pain. When such premature contractions occur, the obstetrician watchfully guides them and gives them tips to prevent premature labor, like rest, and then some drugs are given to relax the uterine muscle, and watchful expectancy and monitoring is done. This is for premature labor. But there can be an emergency condition where the membranes can rupture at any time before delivery. That is not at term pregnancy, but even before labor sets in, the leak of the membrane occurs and liquor leaks. So the woman may come with history of watery discharge. Here, the obstetrician has to actively manage and take a decision, because if the draining is small and the liquor is going to come down, it is going to be harmful for the baby, and by prolonging the condition, the ascending infection can also occur. So that is another complication. I'm not detailing, but I'm just giving you a glimpse of what are all the problems that can occur. Most common we get is unstable lie or a breech presentation. That is, normally a baby, the head is down and the hip is upwards, the buttocks is upwards. But this is in certain conditions. The gluteal region comes down and the vertex goes up. This is called breech presentation. Whenever there is a breech presentation, the obstetrician will give more information to the mother, asking her to be extra careful because the type of delivery may also vary. Next is, a woman is getting smoothly to the 38th week of pregnancy or 39th week. The question she asks her doctor is, what should I do? What are the signs of labor? Many people now get lot of information even before they conceive. But the doctor, as the mother, as I told you, will give her some information that whenever your abdomen starts paining rhythmically, the pain starting from the back and extending to the abdomen with cramp-like sensation coming in definite intervals, it may be the first stage of labor, and that may be associated with a little discharge per vaginum which may be mixed with blood. This is called the show of pregnancy. Here, the contractions in the initial stage, the first stage of labor, may last 10 to 12 hours in certain people. The contractions are usually once in 15 minutes or 30 minutes, but thereafter it progresses, the interval shortens and the woman experiences good rhythmic pains and discharge. This is called primary or first stage of labor with primary contractions. These contractions, some people who may not know may be afraid or may not report to the doctor or may be thinking this is normal false pains. So whenever you get a rhythmic continuous contraction, it is your duty to inform your obstetrician that you are experiencing such a pain. Now, then once you come to the obstetrician, she will advise you after a gentle examination as to whether you are in true labor. That is said by an internal examination where the cervix, as I told you, the lower portion of the uterus is called the cervix. This will become soft and it will start opening up for the baby to descend, and this is called an effacement. We have normally an uneffaced cervix during pregnancy, but once labor sets in with good contractions, the cervix starts effacing, and by finger we measure the dilatation, and initially it starts with 1.5 to 2 centimeters dilatation, and when the cervix is fully dilated, it is up to 10 centimeters. In other words, the first stage of labor is the pains with starting of cervical dilatation to full cervical dilatation. At this time, the patient need not be confined to the labor ward. She can be with her relatives confined in a domiciliary. She can be looked after. The fetal monitoring is done. The vital signs are monitored. In case she is not hydrated well, we give them IV fluids and moral support. And then once there is full dilatation, before that, I must also tell you, there is a process called engagement of the head. That is, the head flexes, the baby's head, vertex flexes, and it gets engaged in the mid-pelvis. And then it rotates beautifully. Then it comes down. So, by full flexion, this mechanism occurs, and this is very prudently observed by a trained nurse or along with the obstetrician. In certain places, you have the cardiotocograph where you can monitor the contractions as well as the fetal well-being. Here, we are monitoring the mother, the fetus as a patient and maternal well-being. Then coming to the process of delivery, very important. Be supportive to the patient. the obstetrician and the paramedical workers have to morally boost the patient, encourage her to deliver, because at this stage the contractions are very high. It is highly painful, the labor contractions, and then the membranes rupture. We otherwise artificially rupture the membranes so that the baby is enabled to deliver. So once the baby is delivered, first the head and then the shoulders and then the whole body comes out. We resuscitate the baby by sucking out the mucus so that baby doesn't aspirate the liquid, and the pediatrician is there to take care of the baby. The placenta is detached from the baby. In other words, the umbilical cord is cut after clamping, and thereafter the pediatrician takes care of the baby. This is the second stage of labor. Now, after that baby is delivered, what should I do? We can't just leave. There is one more stage, and that is called the third stage of labor. In the third stage of labor, as I all told you, the placenta is the structure which was transporting oxygen, nutrition, everything to the baby. That is still in the uterus. This is called the afterbirth. So, the baby comes down first, then the placental separation, there will be fresh bleeding. The obstetrician places one hand in the abdomen to see whether the placenta has separated, and gently then the placenta, after it has separated, it is removed with the membranes, and we give some drugs so that there is no undue loss of blood like ergometry, and then the uterus becomes firm like a cricket ball. The uterus was so big, expanded up to your xiphisternum in the mother, now comes to the size of a cricket ball. It should be firm and the bleeding should be normal. Then we see the external genitalia, whether there is any injury, and if so, they are all repaired. Sometimes in the third stage, the mother is helped out with an outlet forceps or a vacuum delivery. This is normal labor. Now, there are some conditions where normal labor is not possible. That is, we say as inadvertent, we have to do only cesarean. This could be in a very short priming with a contracted pelvis. The pelvis, if it is very much contracted and the head is above, definitely she cannot deliver normally. Similarly, macro, very big baby. Diabetes complicating pregnancy with uncontrolled diabetes with a very big baby. Similarly, a beach baby bigger than the average size. Sometimes persistent occipito-posterior, we call this as malpresentations, or after labor starting, there may be no progress in labor and we may have to intervene for a cesarean section. So there are different indications, and this is normal delivery, and we all know that cesarean is a surgical procedure where the mother is safely delivered, and this is done only under indications which are absolutely necessary. So this is to remove the fear in the mothers. Will I be having a normal delivery, or will my obstetrician order for a cesarean? You need not worry. You are guided by the obstetrician. As and when the situations arise, they help you out. So, this pregnancy journey is almost now complete, and once you have delivered, you are immediately asked to breastfeed after giving some rest for you, and some nutrition is taken care for the mother, and thereafter she goes through a period called puerperium. Puerperium is a period, lying in period we call it, where the mother and the baby have to rest. The mother takes care of her nutrition, her calories, her hours of sleep, and other than that, most important, she feels she has to breastfeed her child, and the bonding occurs with the child in the first 30 days. So, I think the journey of pregnancy is very exciting and it is a happy journey. Nobody needs to worry about, oh, when I become pregnant, will I lose my beauty, or will I lose my peace of mind, or will I get my problems? Nothing like that. It's a physiological process going on. Under proper medical care and your support, this pregnancy is going to be a journey which you will nourish. You will thank your obstetrician, your pediatrician, your family support, and of all, you get the best gift, that is your baby. Now, lastly, if you are taken care of pregnancy and your puerperium period is uneventful means no complication. Thereafterwards, you grow this child and you also get a little elder. So next video will be on gynec problems in younger women. Dear viewers, you are a happy mother or mother-to-be or a young lady planning for pregnancy. Please free your comments. You can ask me freely and I am here to clear all the doubts for you. Bye-bye.